So, I wasn't going to make another one of these videos, or at least not so soon. But I figured exercise for normal people, well, some normal people may want to exercise. So, that's what I'm doing. So, let's get to it. This video is about your shoulders. Most people are under the impression that broad shoulders come from heavy pressing movements, and you do build some good shoulders that way. But if you just want your shoulders to look broader and you want to kind of, take a fast track to it, I've got the hack for you. So people have commented on my shoulders. I've been asked how I got them so broad. And it wasn't from doing behind neck presses or front presses as is generally done. I mean, those exercises are good, but if you want to know the truth, they, to me, and it's just my opinion, they focus on the delts more. Now, not so much the side delt, but the back and the front delts. They mostly get the benefit of those heavy presses. Now, there's a muscle called the trapezius muscle, and it's behind your head. If you work this trapezius muscle, like you can really start, and in probably a week or two, maybe 3 weeks, you'll see that muscle grow considerably. One, because you don't need much weight or much movements to get it going. And two, it gives the illusion that you have really broad shoulders. Like I said, everybody will have their opinion about that. I won't go into it. But the hack I'm going to give you is called an upright row. Now, as usual, I don't demonstrate how to do the exercise because, like I said, you can go on streaming services and other places and find how to do upright rows all the live long day. But what I will tell you is, if you do upright rows regularly, that trapezius muscle, like I said, it's not really big. It's right behind the neck. And it will give the illusion that you have really broad shoulders, even if you're not that big. And for women, it tends to make them look like they're really in good shape. Men, it'll just make them look like they have these, like I said, really broad shoulders without all the heavy work that it takes to get your delts, your back and front delts, which will also help to give you broad shoulders. But we'll leave that for another time. So like I said, the hack today is the upright row. It works the trapezius muscle. Now, you don't need a lot of weight. If you have a stretch band or weighted band, you can even use that. And you want to do the upright row until it burns. I mean, you'll start to feel a discomfort or a burning sensation in the trapezius muscle, and that lets you know that you're doing it. Like I've said before, you don't need a lot of weight to do this exercise because it's mostly about movement. And it sounds just like it says, upright row. It's as simple as that, not complicated. So don't complicate it. If you don't have a weight band, you can use a set of dumbbells, or obviously a barbell. But once again, don't use a lot of weight. You don't want to hurt yourself. Also, you can use some heavy cans if you have some, or even a couple of water bottles. Weighted water bottles will do the trick. Your body won't know if you're using a weighted water bottle or $2,000 machine. All your body knows is if the exercise is being done and the muscle is working on. And once again, you might be saying, well, how will I know if I'm doing it correctly? You'll feel that trapezius muscle. And that's what it's called. Some people call it traps. Trapezius muscle. And when you get it really broad, you'll actually be able to flex it. Once again, that's another thing you can find people doing all over the internet. And like I said, if you want to know how to do the upright row, you can find videos, like I said, all the live long day. But the most important thing is, one, be consistent. Like I said, in 2 or 3 weeks, you can see noticeable changes in your trapezius muscle if you were to do the exercise. I would say 3 to 4 times a week, no more than that, because you want to give it, some recuperation time. And once again, you don't want to hurt yourself. And then secondly, don't use real heavy weight. The movement is the most important thing. But I will say you should do some slow, do some fast, do some halfway up, and do some all the way up. So you'll hit the muscle and you'll hit those different muscle fibers and variations. Obviously, with working the trapezius muscle, I find the more repetitions you do, the more work you give it. So you want to do, I don't know, shoot 20, maybe 25, even 30, whatever, you want to do to stimulate that trapezius muscle. Because once again, it's not really big. It sits behind your neck. And like I said, if you're not sure, open up a book, an anatomy book, and you can see what the trapezius muscle is and where it's located. And then, like I said, videos to show you how to do the upright row. Once again, that's my shoulder hack. Like I said, summer's coming and people probably want to look fitter than they really are. I mean, maybe you got started working out late. Whatever the case might be, this is a great exercise to make you look broader, especially guys in their t-shirts. And like I said, women, I don't know what, like say women on women, if that trapezius muscle is stimulated, it makes them look really fit, People will probably comment like, "Oh, what have you been doing, Sue?" or Janice, or whatever your name might be. And for men, it'll make you look, like I said, really extra muscular, having that trapezius muscle stimulated. So that's my hack for today. And once again, it's exercise for normal people. Thank you.